Pause and Proceed podcast with your host, SB.
And I'm your girl, Bridgett LaRé.
Hey, girl.
What's up? What it do?
Oh, nothing. What's going on with you?
Oh, wait a minute.
Just reverse it.
Wait.
We practiced this.
We practiced this
We
like
did.
just so.
I was waiting. I did
How
the
it was
pause.
supposed to go was I was supposed to ask her first. She was supposed to start talking first.
This is how it's supposed to go, y'all. I was supposed to say, hi, hello. This is Pause and Proceed podcast with your host, SB. And then
And
she
I'm
was supposed to say
Bridgett
her
LaRé.
name.
Yeah.
And then I paused. I gave you room.
Right.
But because you was supposed to start. But then I just said
didn't.
it.
And I was just looking at you like, okay, so how are you doing that, girl?
Do this I'm gonna make a little B-roll.
Some
of
B-roll.
all these. Yes.
Like, what we doing? What we talking about? I don't
Right.
know. We'll see. It will show up when we get there.
Listen, it works for us.
Holy
so.
Spirit, step in, have your way, guide us, lead us, and
As always, okay.
give people what they need to
Absolutely. To proceed.
Yes. So how you been doing, darling?
Been doing pretty good. I can't complain. I'm feeling good, But I'm
Yeah.
I'm doing all right.
So where's the good feeling coming from? Anything different? Anything new?
I think I'm doing a lot of meditating.
Mm.
I'm doing a lot of meditating. I'm doing a lot of journaling. When I have shifts, I'm questioning all my shifts, all my emotional shifts. Like I'm really trying to get down to the nitty gritty. So I'm not watching too much television either.
Mhm.
So I think that's helping. I'm trying to lower my screen time off of everything.
So what shifts have occurred?
What shifts have occurred? A confidence shift.
Ooh.
Yeah, a self-confidence shift has it's always like a process for
You
me.
raise the vibration of confidence or lowered it?
Oh, raise
Okay.
the roof.
Okay.
Is that how they used to do
Raise
it?
the
Raise the
roof.
roof.
Raise the roof.
No, we raising all types of
Yes.
elevation.
Getting
Okay,
those
everything.
vibes up.
Yes, everything is on the rise.
Okay.
Okay, but definitely with my confidence and my self-esteem, and I was just thinking because I was like, man, we could segue to the topic, but we're gonna wait.
I don't even know what the topic is. So whatever comes up is what comes up.
Okay, y'all. So I was telling Bridgett about. I told her I feel like I'm looking like Northwest, right? And this is the premise behind me looking like Northwest. Why I said that. I'm getting older. I'm 37. And I want to say when I turned 35, I started having these, I don't know if you're going to call it a midlife crisis. When midlife is supposed to be 40? Is that supposed to be midlife?
I mean, typically, if you plan on living to 80, but I plan on living to 105.
Okay, so average, I guess, midlife
Or
would be
longer.
between 35 and 40-ish. You go ahead and live.
Right. I was like, wait a minute. I don't want to just give God a limit.
Listen, just make sure you surrounded
Yes.
by plenty of folks because you don't want to be here by yourself.
I won't be by myself. I'm going to be that old lady, that Dr. Maya Angelou, honey. I'm speaking life into everything and everyone around me.
Okay, I love it.
Yes.
All right, be surrounded by
Yes,
love.
exactly.
That's the thing, because you still gonna need somebody to speak some life in you and some energy into you.
But see, baby, that's when I'm going to be able to turn into my old videos and my old coaches and TD Jakes and the bishops and stuff like that.
You need people around you, Bridgett.
I would definitely have it.
I don't need no videos and no tapes. No.
They don't have to be my age to be those people. So
No.
I can be 105 and still alive and
No.
speaking life into people.
They don't have to be your peers. Not
Right.
at all. I guess when you said speaking life into people, I imagine you on the big stage.
Well, definitely that. Yes, of course. Don't stop that vision.
But I only envision you on the big stage.
Yeah, on the stages and like even if I'm in some nursing home, or I don't plan on
Which
being
she
in a
not
nursing
about
home.
to be in a nursing
No,
home.
I don't plan on being in a nursing home. But I'm
Take
saying
that
like
back.
if I was, like I'll be speaking life to the STNAs, to the nurses, to the doctors, to whomever come in my presence.
All right, I want you to work on that vision.
Well, you know what? I kind of lowered it so that I was like, maybe you can understand it, because it was like you weren't understing that what I
Okay.
meant. Like you were just seeing the big picture of me on stages.
Okay.
Yes, that and
Okay, I get
just
that.
wherever
I
I
can-
go, whomever I'm around. It's just speaking life into
Okay.
everything and everyone around me.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. 135. She wants to live to
Hey.
135. There we
As
go.
long as I'm live and lit and be able to be like, let me tell you, honey, back in my days, y'all kids don't know nothing.
You want your mind to be right, and you
Yeah.
want your back to be upright as
Yes,
well.
Lord.
Okay?
Yes,
Because
Lord.
we need to stand and walk
Yes.
tall. All
But
right?
anywho, back to
Mm-hmm.
you.
So, midlife, getting back to that. When I turned 35, I want to say around 36, I'm 37 now, I started to have these feelings and emotions just regarding, I guess, the life change. Like my interests have changed. My tolerance for certain things have changed, which I appreciate. You know what I mean? I think the tangibility of life and how life is precious started to become more realistic to
Yeah.
me. So that's an adjustment with itself. But I'm also like, hey, as far as like my style of dress, like, oh my God, am I looking like the old lady in the club? Or even though I don't go to the club,
Well,
but
you mentioned
just,
Northwest. Like, how did that? So you saying you feel like you're
what
older, trying to look younger or
well,
something?
I'm not trying to do anything,
Okay.
but I just naturally I wear what I want to wear. But ironically, I saw Northwest on Instagram. I was like, oh Lord, I'm dressed like Northwest. And
She
then
cool. She got a cool little style.
listen, and I'm not mad at it. But then I went to
Kanye's child. I mean, what do you expect?
I guess you're I guess you're right. And I feel like
Yeah.
Kanye's like my cousin that I don't talk to.
Okay, cuz. What's up, gang?
Gemini gang, bang, bang. He's like the cousin I don't talk
Shoot,
to,
down
so
to
I
forever.
understand that. But we were just saying how North too, like
Yeah.
the whole oversized wide leg pants situation, 90s kind of skater board vibe. I
Hmm.
guess that's what the kids are doing. And
Yeah.
apparently that's what some of us adults are doing too.
Yeah, you
Cause
look cool doing it. Okay, so what is that? How does that make you feel? What is
well,
coming up for
at
you?
first, I don't know. I think at first I'm like, oh man, what am I? Is i- what's going on with me? Should I be looking like this? But my higher self, I knew that was insecurity, because we
Hmm.
have those back and forth moments in our mind and whatnot. But my higher self was like, girl, chill out. Like,
Yeah.
you're fine. You're doing it from an honest space.
Yeah, because you just
It's
like assessing yourself, assessing the situation as a whole, like, and putting limits on not just yourself, but people around you. Like, if you feel like, should I be doing this? I feel like that will make you be in judgment of others that's doing it. Like, they shouldn't be doing this. They should. They shouldn't.
right.
Yeah, it's like just live, do you, whatever you
I
doing.
don't want that energy. And I told myself, I was
Yeah,
like, I don't need any more, no new insecurities, okay?
girl,
I don't want any new ones. I'm trying to get
girl.
rid of the ones that
No,
I
for real,
have
for real.
in this memory Rolodex.
Yeah.
So that was just like an example, but it's just so much that I'm noticing I'm having to adjust to. I did the
Hmm.
bulk of it, I think, when I
Yeah.
was 36, but man, this shift, what's going on with you over there?
Why you
Man.
bring attention to it? Hey, I was giving Solomon an eye, like, don't put the camera on me. Let me shift a little bit. I'm trying to get my
Oh.
boobs
You
together, girl.
adjusting
Oh, okay.
again.
I'm sorry.
Gosh,
I
what'd you
thought
say, Solomon?
You over there adjusting again. Boy, every episode you
that's why
gotta
I thought it
adjust
was the
something.
mic. That's why I put you on blast. I thought it was the mic. I didn't know it
Listen,
was your
honey,
boobs.
when you're blessed with some triple somethings, sometimes that's just what you got to do.
No, it's okay.
That's
We
just
know
what
now.
it
I'm
is.
not gonna put you out no
I tried
more.
to give Solomon the eye, and she like, "What you doing?" I'm like, "Solomon, look, I'm moving around. Don't put the camera on me." What you doing? Okay.
I thought the mic bothers you almost every episode, so I
You
thought
know
it
it
was
was
the
the mic?
mic.
No,
Yes.
it's just me over here shifting.
Okay, no
You know what I'm saying?
problem.
Trying to get the girls together, get in line.
Get in line. There's nothing wrong with it.
Okay, so back to you.
No, I want to know, how do you feel about it? How do you feel about, especially because I'm 37
I'm
and you
40.
turned 40 last year. So
Yes.
how do
August the 8th,
you?
it was my 40th. I
Yes.
I was in Cabo, y'all, and I was having a great, great time with my cousin Nikki, my friend Brandy,
I'm sorry. This hair, this
SB. Is this getting on
string.
your nerves?
Yes. There we go.
Okay.
All right, go ahead. Your cousins,
Dang, this
SB.
is always something with me.
No, it's not, Bridget.
Okay, look. Let's get this. Who's So I turned 40 August 8th.
Mhm.
And I wasn't gonna do anything until you was like, "Oh, you should do something." I was like, I don't wanna ask people, like, "You wanna go here with me?" I was gonna take a solo trip to Bali. I've been wanting to go to Bali for a
Mhm.
very long time. And Bali is it's a long flight.
Yeah.
And I would like to go with, like, a travel group or something where somebody just put all the plans together. I just
Right.
show up, do some meditating, learn about their, medicines and
Yes.
things of that matter.
Ooh,
But
yeah.
anyway, you got me to go to Cabo, which was beautiful,
Mhm.
and had
We
a great
enjoyed
time.
ourselves. Yeah.
So, one of the things I realized in turning 40
Mhm.
and aging, which I know you don't like that word, right? Aging, or
I
should
don't
I
like it
say
at all. I like
growing, maturing,
maturing.
evolving?
Let's say maturing because everyone's
Okay.
saying evolve.
When I
Maturing.
evolved. So, as I matured to the age of 40, one of the things
Yes.
I realized is that every year as I was leaving my teens, leaving my
Mhm.
20s, leaving my 30s, I would start to feel like grief. Now, a lot of people, when we talk about grief, people feel like grief is only in reference to losing a loved one or
Right.
losing somebody as far as death.
Mhm.
But that's not true. We grieve little things every single day.
Amen.
We grieve the loss of a job, a car, a friendship, a relationship. I for one was realizing that what I was grieving is the era, grieving my teens. And
Yeah.
that's when I
Yeah.
went on a search and I was like in church and like really seeking, like, God, who am I? What am I supposed to do? I went through a phase where I wasn't Man, let me tell you that phase. But that's for another day because
Okay.
then we'll talk about the book, the first 33, when we talk about
Mhm.
that. But I realized I was grieving like the teens, the 20s. When I turned 30, I was just like, oh, what am I supposed to do? That's when I end up leaving home at 29 and venturing off to find
Oh.
myself. I called it my self discovery path. I was on my self discovery journey. And
I left at 32.
you did see
I
that's
came
that
here.
we was grieving our
Mhm.
that era,
Yeah.
that decade. And so in turning 40, I was
Mhm.
like, I don't want to go into this as like, oh, look at all the things I have not done,
That part.
the things I hadn't accomplished, or I'm 40, I should have this, I should have that. Going to the shoulds and start, assessing myself and
Mhm.
making all these descriptive, negative judgments.
Right.
So in turning 40, I thought about the Israelites in the Bible and how when they left the promised land, when they left um, Pharaoh in
Mhm.
Egypt and Moses was leading them to the promised land, they was out in the wilderness for 40 freaking years. It didn't take 40 years. They could have got there in I believe, like 7, 8 days or whatever. But it took them 40 years because they was griping and complaining and, oh, we ain't got this. Well, we should have just stayed in Egypt. At least Pharaoh fed us. At least we had this. At least we had that. They just complaining about their whole lives up until then. And
Mm.
so it took him 40 years. So I thought about my life. I'm
Mm-mm.
like, man,
Uh-uh.
all my life I've been sitting around. Oh, why does this have to happen to me? Just holding on to my story, holding on to all the stuff that's been holding me back. Like, this is why I don't have it because I'm a strong black woman. Black women got it the worst. And, da, 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 da. And just all the stuff, the junk that holds us back from succeeding in life,
Yeah.
the mindset. And I said, I'm not going to look at it this way in turning 40. I'm going to look at it as this is my year to come up out of that wilderness, to come up out of all that griping and complaining and making everything about that person, the government, and this person and that person, and reason why, all that. This is done. I'm done. I'm done. And I'm embracing being in the promised land. This is the promised land. So anybody out there turning 40, baby, let me tell you, this is not the year. This is not the year to feel like you having some midlife crisis. No, this is you coming up out of that wilderness and stepping into what God has promised for you.
Mm.
So that's what 40 means to me.
So I wonder, was that metaphorical? You know what I'm saying? In the Bible, were they actually in the wilderness, or was it like how we take it, a mental wilderness, a
Yeah.
mental
Well,
cloudiness?
that and they were physically out,
So they
like
actually
in the
were
bush. In Africa, they call being in the
exteriorized.
wilderness in the bush. So I just learned that this week. I said it like I always knew that. I
It's
just
okay.
learned
You found it out, so
like
now you
they
know.
call it the bush,
Say it
baby.
like you know. Shoot.
So they was literally out there traveling because they was traveling on foot, and
Right.
they had whatever the camels and whatever they used to haul their merchandise, but they was literally
So
traveling.
they were physically in the wilderness and mentally in the
Yeah,
wilderness.
and they was complaining like, man, we only get the manna, the bread that the God that would rain on them every day. Like we only get this, like yeah, because live life day by day. Take what's in front of you, like you have to store this like for being greedy. Like, no, just trust and believe in God that He gonna provide for you every day, which
Mm-hmm.
is something we have to do as registered nurses, Char,
Oh yeah.
because we are independent nurses and we don't work for nobody.
Right.
We book jobs day by day. Every 24 hours, we like, do I got a job today? You know what I mean? We
Like
got
a
to
game
depend
of
on God.
craps.
Yeah.
Like a game of craps.
Shoot them. Shoot them up, roll them.
For real.
Yeah.
Man, I like that. I need to go back and read the Bible because there's a lot of stuff I forgot. I'm not even gonna lie. Like,
Yeah.
I definitely need to, because I was actually brought up in the church, but you have that questioning journey, and I was
Yeah.
kind of led away into other things. But I definitely want to go back because those stories are very
Yeah.
inspiring.
Well, and with that being said, do your own research because I just told you that's the story. Yeah, I could be wrong. Let me tell you, I
Well, it
don't.
was a good.
I'm not a
I
Bible
loved it.
scholar.
It was a great story.
Yeah, I
I
made it
took
make sense, but
it.
I'm not a Bible scholar. I believe to the best of my ability, my knowledge, that
Mm.
that's what happened. But do your own read the Bible. I'm sure it's in there
Well,
somewhere.
listen, it was a good story, and I enjoyed it, and it resonated with me. So, until I pick that
Yeah,
biblical bumper up,
yeah.
thumper, whatever you want to call it, I
Uh-huh.
like your version.
Okay, then. And I invite anybody who may know the story, know the Bible, to correct me, if you will, if I'm wrong.
Well, there
So,
you go.
you know, but I'm not afraid. That's what life is about, taking risks and just getting out there and
It
just like, look, this is what
is.
I believe. And this is what I think I read.
Yeah, I mean, but like going back to taking risks.
Yeah.
And it sometimes it's not you want it to be a calculated risk.
Mm-hmm.
You want it to be, but sometimes it's not always a calculated risk.
Oh, tell me more.
I don't know. I just, life is just we can't calculate and predict and could try to control everything. I feel like sometimes calculated risk is somewhat of a control. It's like a risk and a control, but sometimes it's not.
Mm.
Um, and I guess with aging, as you like to put it, I'm gonna say maturing.
Maturing. You can say
With
maturing.
maturing, I'm realizing I could take those. I'm learning to take more calculated risks, which I feel like that's equivalent to grounding a little. At the same time, now I'm about to get into the astrology a little bit. It's kind of like similar to grounding, but at the same time, you're kind of floating at the same time because it's a risk. Um, does that make sense?
Uh, I wanted to hear the astrology part. Was the
So I
floating astrology?
guess because
You
I'm
were-
using those
Oh,
terms
okay.
as far as like those meditation
I thought you was gonna
terms.
break it down in Gemini terms. See, Gemini, so it's Geminis.
No, I wasn't gonna go that deep. I was just using like the grounded in the air.
Oh, okay.
Because the risk taking could be more so of an airy spirit versus control is
Mm-hmm.
being like more so on your feet, knowing what's about to happen, this, that, and the fourth.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm just learning that I could take those risky risks. And I mean, I didn't mind when I was younger, but the older I'm becoming, I'm like, listen, I don't want to keep taking these. I be taking risks.
So, what's the greatest risk you've taken in your life, other than moving?
Ooh, that's a great question. Taking in my life,
Yeah,
Bridget?
other than moving.
Other than moving,
Yeah.
yeah, because that was a big one.
Right. Yeah,
That was
we get
definitely a
that.
crapshoot.
Yeah.
Um, hmm. See, she be giving me questions. I be having to go home and think about it. Like I'm still thinking about my belief systems. That was about 3
Look.
episodes
Oh
ago.
God.
Yeah,
Well, you said you take great risks. Like it doesn't see now. I think what I think just happened is you shifted until to like, oh, it needs to be major. it needs to be something major because I asked you that way.
Mm-hmm.
But no, what is something that was great to you, like something that was very risky for you to do? It can even be having a conversation with somebody. Because for me, that's extremely risky for me to just be open and vulnerable with
Mm-hmm.
someone in the moment, in the space where I'm feeling that feeling or that emotion.
Yeah.
It's easy for me to go back and say, "Hey, look, this is what happened. Like, let's talk about this." But in that moment, that's very risky for me.
I think lately this podcast.
Oh.
And the only reason I say this is because I'm conquering so many of my past fears with this podcast, y'all. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't want to show my face on camera. Had
Oh.
an insecurity about the way I sound. I felt like I sound too country and my vocabulary wasn't enough. It was just all these insecurities. I see what happens when people make it, just the fear of success on top of the fear of failure.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Uh-huh.
When people make it out here in the ethers of Hollywood and some of the bad negative things that happen, my brain went to that default.
Mm-hmm.
So me putting my face out here, putting my voice out here, the mic is a very powerful machine. So this is a risk because I know I probably said some things that's not conventional, especially with me being a nurse. So, and I'm telling y'all, if I stay on this mic, I'm probably gonna say a lot more stuff that's not conventional because you guys are learning me as we go, and it's a lot. Listen, I'm a Gemini. There's a lot of layers to me.
Yes.
So this has been a huge risk and a huge lesson, a huge breakthrough at the same time because I can't believe I'm this comfortable in front of the camera. I can't believe it.
I'm proud of you,
Yeah.
SB. Good job.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much. Yes, you definitely deserve a hand clap. Like public speaking and being in front of a camera and just especially expressing yourself for the world to see, because anybody can pick these up
That's what I'm saying. Pick
for
you
the world can see.
apart.
That's very courageous.
Right. And afraid of what people may say.
Yeah.
That's one of the biggest things too. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely getting over that. And then just like that's commendable that I'm sitting here with you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You speak, you do the coaching and the training and all that other stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
we just have our simple conversations. I feel
Right.
like I'm able to hold my own
Yeah,
while
because
we're
you're very
conversing.
intelligent. Like you have
I
a large
appreciate that.
vocabulary. All those things that you believe about yourself are limiting beliefs.
Yes.
So it's just
Yes.
about changing your belief about yourself. You know what I mean? It came from
Yeah.
somewhere.
It did. It did. I think I think it came when I started to be a nurse.
Mm.
When I became a nurse, and I became a nurse at 20.
You were young.
I was very
So you
young.
got all those, girl, you too young to be a nurse. You don't know what you're talking about.
It was so weird.
I was 23, I got it too. Yeah.
Yeah. You're in this sterile environment.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's super professional.
Yeah.
And I'm not. I don't like to fit in that professional box all the
Mm-hmm.
way because I feel like it takes away from who you are to a certain degree.
Yeah, I get that, girl. I get you, nurse.
And it just was, I froze. And
Mhm.
then my speech, I just created this complex. And now I'm starting to get, I guess, overcome these complexes that I created in my brain, over 15 freaking years ago.
That's okay. Have compassion for yourself.
I do, but
Yeah,
it's
you
like,
look upset. Well, no, it's okay. It's okay. I get you.
So
I
much
get you.
time.
I was there. But one thing I learned is we serve an on-time God.
Yeah. I got to keep telling myself.
We serve an on-time
that.
God. For you, it seemed like it's been all this time. Oh, my God. But in all this time, everything that happened, everything that occurred was provision. Your word for the year.
Provision.
It was provision.
Yes.
So it's all working for your good.
I agree
And
with
you
that.
gotta believe it.
I have to because, I
Yeah.
mean, this is how life is panning out.
Gotta believe it.
You know?
You gotta believe it. It's time. Simon, what you saying to me? You trying to be discreet, but I don't get it. Am I lean? Am I too comfortable?
I'm just trying to get you back in front of your mic. There you go.
That's all you trying to do.
Yeah.
All right.
My mic sound nice.
At this point, we just gotta we gotta communicate out loud, Solomon.
I might as well.
At
Just
this
break
point.
it up any given time, okay? Because it's gonna make the show either way.
There you go.
Everybody say what's up to
Uncut.
Solomon.
What's up, everybody? How you doing?
Hey, Solomon.
Solomon podcast place.
She found the button.
Of course she did. But yeah, man, it's just this just evolving and changing age. It's grieving your young self.
Yes.
I'm grieving my younger self,
Yeah,
and
for
I'm
sure.
embracing my more mature self. For example, and this is hilarious. My friend, we went to the African American Museum and had something on Friday for Black History Month.
Oh, nice.
So then one of my friends was like, okay, let's go to the bar. She showed me a picture. It was just a bar with some stools. It looked very cheersy. Me and my other friends were very tired, but he was like, you know what? The night is still young. Let's meet her at the bar.
Yeah.
We went to that bar, girl.
Was
I
y'all
walked in. Douche from this side, from that side. I said, oh, Lord, this is too much stimulation for me.
Ooh.
I had to walk back out, and I texted her. I said, I can't do it. I thought this was going to be on some cheers stuff.
Did you leave?
I left.
Girl.
I wanted to be, what's the cheers song?
Well, everybody
knows your name. I wanted to be in that type of environment. Not douche.
Girl,
We
I get you.
left.
I get it.
I walked in and
I get
walked
it.
out. I said, I can't do this anymore. Now, okay, I'm not gonna say can't because I can on occasion.
You don't want to.
But I prefer not to unless I have a whole section situation where I can party with my friends.
Gotta be VIP, backstage, something like that.
I just gotta be with my people and
Yeah.
create my own party
I
and
feel
have
that.
seatage. I'm not standing
Yeah.
up anywhere
I need to be close to an
anymore.
exit. Like,
That's smart. That is smart because
I've
it can
always
go
been that way.
down.
I used to party in Dayton, Ohio, honey, where I probably ran out of the club like a good 11 times from gunfire.
You know what? I've only been in the club one time when somebody was shooting inside the club.
Girl.
And I've never experienced that before.
Wow.
Yeah. You said 11.
Man, I don't even know. I could be lying. Like, it could be more than that. Like, I used to be in the club every day. I was a hood rat, man.
Oh, man.
And I stayed in the clubs. We used to shut it down.
You were like,
cousin.
Wait, you was like, remember it's the Instagram thing. The girl, she's like, me and my friends, we couldn't have a good time because they kept shooting up the club.
Yes.
And I forgot exactly.
I remember that one.
Yeah, that's what that reminded me of.
We're going to have to find it and put that shit in here. Solomon, we got to find that one.
Me and my home girl, something she said.
Yeah,
that's what that reminded me
was me and my girl. And we used to go to this club, the K9. It was like my people's club. And we used to always get the chicken. The chicken was so good.
Why is the club chicken?
The chicken and the
so
fried
good?
Potatoes and onions. So one time, let me tell you,
Club
we
chicken?
went with this guy. He was our friend,
Mm-hmm.
and he was a large gentleman. And he got us all chicken and fries. So they start shooting, and everybody started running to the back where we were at, in the kitchen.
He took the chicken and fries.
So why am I the first one at the door? And I could not get the door open. I'm trying to press the door open, right?
Oh,
And people falling
no.
over me. I'm like, oh my God, I'm about to die. And so finally the door opens, and I crawl out the door. We all crawling
Oh
out,
my
right?
God.
And we make it to his car. And the first thing he gonna say, did somebody get my chicken? He was like, you worried about chicken? I left my purse in there, everything. So he gonna say,
I could think of a few names that probably would have crossed my mind at that moment.
So I went back and got my purse. He gonna yell out the window, hey, don't forget my chicken.
First of all, he
That
should have
chicken was
walked his
bomb.
butt up in there and got his chicken and your purse.
Exactly.
Because he could have probably caught a few and still been all right.
Girl. Okay. It took a while for that to get to me. Like, okay.
He probably would have been fine. Well, see, you all been there.
Yeah, I'm over there walking, got it with my purse, making sure. Is the coast clear? Asking the security.
It goes
Yeah,
down
it was a
in
mess.
Dayton, huh?
It went down in Dayton.
Why
Man.
is the club? Shout out to Entourage.
Mhm.
Why is the club? Because that was some good club chicken. Alice Mays, all that back home North Virginia. Why is the
Oh.
club chicken so good?
Shout out to the chicken in the club.
The chicken in the club. I don't understand what recipes, who mama recipes they taking, or who
Nah.
auntie is in the back frying the chicken.
They doing it. Whatever they doing it well.
I don't know if that's everywhere though.
Some of the places. But I want to know,
Yes.
for you,
Mm-hmm.
this confidence boost.
Okay.
Where did it come from? What happened?
You know what? I feel like I've been meditating a lot.
Mhm.
I've been saying mantras. I get up in the morning. I tell myself life is simple. Everything's
Mhm.
gonna come to me with ease. And I think with the confidence boost was I had to really kind of like look back at my life and look back at who I am. Sometimes you forget who you are. You do. It's still there and maybe other people can see it, but sometimes you have to remind yourself. And I just remind myself of how I got to California and my mindset when I got here and what I was doing. Even before I came to California, how I was moving and realizing that, yes, I am older, but that person, some of those aspects is still within me. You know what I mean? And I just have to ignite it. And I don't know. A feeling came over me. I have no clue. Sometimes I'll just be sitting somewhere and I'll think about something and I'll feel something lift off of me and I can feel the breakthrough. It's very
Oh,
strange.
yeah, I
It's
like that.
very strange, but I think because I've already been working towards self-improvement and trying to build my confidence up that it's like, okay, gonna dust a little bit off your shoulders,
Mhm.
you can go through a little bit. That's what I feel like is happening. Like I'm going through this maze of doors little bit by little bit.
Yeah,
I
peeling
feel like
back the layers.
I feel like I feel a breakthrough like every 6 weeks or something. Cause I also, I think the new moon and the full moon's like every 3 months or every 3 weeks. I'm sorry, not every 3 months.
Mhm.
I think it's every 3 weeks there's a shift.
Do your own
Not 100.
research.
Yeah, because I'm not sure, but it's something like that. But I meditate when it's a new moon, the full moon. I've been doing the work
Yeah. What does
in a
meditation look like
nutshell.
to you? What do you do when you meditate?
When I meditate, I go out in my living room, I light my incense, and then I might put some meditation music on, but then again, I might just open a window. I like to open a window. I really like the space in my living room. And I sit on this bean bag and I just breathe in and I say mantras because I'm not to the point where sometimes I do a silent meditation. I
What's a
let the
mantra? Not everybody
so
understands what these are.
mantras are, I like to say they're empowering statements that help boost
Good
your
explanation of
self-esteem.
mantra.
Right?
Yeah, I
Empowering
like that.
statements. Okay, yeah. They're like empowering statements that you focus on and it gives you clarity. It can give you a boost of self-esteem, whatever it is that you need, but you repeat the mantras over and over again.
So if someone was in need to boost their self-esteem at this
Mhm.
moment,
Mhm.
what's a few good mantras for them?
You know what? We can go all the way back to Viola Davis. You can say,
Okay.
I what she say, I is kind, I is beautiful. If you want to start there,
I
you can
see.
you
Okay.
wanna listen for real, what is the help? Okay. Remember the
Okay. I
movie
was
The
like,
Help?
wait, where's this coming from?
The
Yes.
Help.
Okay.
And I thought it was so sweet because she had the little girl that she basically raised because
Mhm.
she was the maid, the help.
Mhm.
And she told the little girl, don't forget, I am kind. I think she said I is, but
Mhm.
I is kind, I is beautiful, I is whatever. So whatever it is that you're trying to, I guess, combat or um increase the value of something that you are trying to one of your attributes, I guess, you could just repeat that over and over again. Like, and I have things on my wall too
Mhm.
that I look at every day because it's kind of like a mantra without it's like what is it? Because it's almost like a
Oh,
vision board,
okay.
but I just have the words on my wall.
Mhm.
So it's a self-explanatory mantra. Cause soon as I look at it, I'm gonna read it. So
Yeah. And it's in your
it's in
subconscious,
my
like even if you're not
right,
looking at it.
right.
Yeah.
So y'all, the work. You have to do the work. It is
Gotta do the
painful at
work.
times, but it is gratifying because I am coming out that gosh darn wilderness for
Girl,
sure.
the wilderness. I mean, everybody has their own like view of what the
Wilderness,
wilderness look like. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, because I can see other people looking at wealthy people, like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, what wilderness do they have? They have everything. Everything they need is provided
Oh,
for, but they can be in their own mental wilderness. Like for me, I realized my wilderness has been something that I've grieved,
Mhm.
um, has been my story.
Mhm.
Just that I'm this strong Black woman. I don't need nobody for this. I'm so independent. That's a story that I've been holding
Ooh,
on
that's
for
your
so
wilderness.
long. I didn't even recognize that was my
Mhm.
story. Um, but it has been. It has
Yeah.
been. It creeps up on you and it leaks out. So, and another story that I've been holding on to, something else I've been grieving, is just seeing myself as less than or not deserving,
Yes.
unworthy,
Right.
unsuccessful.
Mhm.
So,
All those
so
things.
when success was coming my way or come my way, I would, because I'm saying it like I'm over it, but it still happens sometimes if I'm not
Yeah.
cognizant of it.
Yeah.
So when success come my way, I will begin to grieve that old story. Like, oh no, because then if I'm successful at this, then I don't get to hold on to the story that I'm this poor Black girl from the hood. You know what I mean?
Not even realizing that's what you're
And
doing.
then in doing that, I would self-sabotage to make myself feel comfortable with the story. So now I don't have to grieve. You know what I mean?
That feel that
So
pain.
you don't have to feel that
Feel
pain.
that
That pain
pain.
of
You better feel the
transformation.
pain. You
But
gotta suffer a little
the
bit.
thing about transformation is you got to have a vision strong enough to pull you through the pain of transformation.
I agree with that because I'm listening. I see people walking around here, and I'm not saying I know them and know their story, but I know people are experiencing heaven on earth.
Oh
And I
yeah.
feel like I can experience heaven on earth too.
I
So
have.
I'm going to
Yeah.
experience heaven on earth on a consistent
Yes,
basis.
I
You know
have.
what
You
I'm
get those
saying?
glimpses and you're like, "Oh, this feels good. Like
Right.
this."
That's my
Yeah.
motivation. I'm like, nah, this ain't it. Like, this ain't it. It
This
has
ain't
to be
it.
better. Like I'm very grateful for where I am, but I
Yeah.
know I have the potential and I have it in me to get to where I'm trying to go because all the other stuff is just noise that I have to block out. Like this
Mhm.
is not necessarily me. You know, in meditation they say, thoughts will flash in or even like your emotions is not really who you are.
Mhm.
It's just something you might have to go through and heal through,
Yeah.
yada yada yada. So I'm
Okay.
gonna have my heaven on earth.
So I want to ask you because you said the one thing
Mm-hmm.
you know, raising your vibe as far as confidence wise. I know you
Yeah.
was meditating, right?
Uh-huh.
That is a behavior. So what you did, you changed the behavior. But in order to have true change,
The
we talked
belief.
about it. You got to change the belief system. So what is it that you were believing that made you feel?
Ask these deep
What
questions. Okay, now come on, let's get
were
into
you
it.
believing that
Wait.
made you feel that low self-confidence, low self-esteem?
Why do it be so hard for me to think about it?
Because girl, transformation is hard. Nobody wants to think about these things.
Yeah, it
This is hard spiritual work.
yeah, it is. It is. I'm really trying to cuz I told her I'm still thinking about my belief system. We was talking
Yeah.
about that and I really like took that away. Like I rewatched the episode and I was like, I
Mhm.
really need to think about that.
Yeah, because that's the thing we want. That's what a lot of people want to do. Me as well. We want to change the behavior to say, okay, now I'm
Yeah.
done with this. I don't do that no
Yeah,
more.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
don't do that no more because I changed my behavior.
Mhm.
But nothing is going to truly change until you change the belief system associated with that behavior.
What did I change? What was it that
Maybe that's something that you can think about, ponder on, because maybe only thing you changed was the behavior. And see, when something happens, everything is filtered through our belief system, and then that belief system, oh, I believe that I have this low confidence, low self esteem. So then you're gonna feel those negative emotions that come along with that, and then the behavior will be triggered to do the same exact thing. See, that's why we got to change the belief.
so going back, remember I was saying that because I was doing the work and I was thinking of something and I just felt it lift off of me. I think I've been very I think I changed my belief system revolved around fear
Okay.
and fear of me just accepting who I am solely and me not accepting the fact that people are going to say whatever about you.
So what was the fear?
The fear was being
Fear
criticized.
of being
Yeah,
criticized.
being criticized, what people think, what they're going to say. Da 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 da. All eyes on me. I kind of am still a shy person. People don't believe me. You know what I mean? But I had a really terrifying shyness about myself. And I realized this since like I was young. You know what I mean? What we going over?
Yeah, we
We are going over. We gotta wrap it up soon.
Wrap it up, me.
Hey, all right. We was going into this. We might have to do another part 2 or something.
But see,
what
what I noticed, if we do a part 2, we can't do it in the same day because
no,
people think they already seen this one.
I think with that bright orange,
right? Because they be like, "Wait, I already seen it. We got the same clothes on for 2 different episodes."
That part,
especially on our YouTube, because y'all know we on YouTube, we on Spotify, we on Apple, we everywhere your podcast.
Check us out.
Play.
Mic check 1 2 1 2.
So yeah,
okay, but we're gonna wrap it up though. But what was you about to say, real quick?
No, I was just saying, like, maybe that's something that you can ponder on.
Yes.
What is my belief behind this?
Mm-hmm.
Behind what would change, or what do I have a changed belief system, or am I only saying I've I revved up, I vibed up, off of because of I changed the behavior.
Okay.
So just ponder on it.
Okay.
And you at home, think about something that you may do, because a belief system is a habit. It's something that we just do without even thinking about it.
Yeah,
it's a paradigm. A paradigm is an unquestioned set of beliefs. Like, so we don't even question. It's like, that's just what I believe. That's just what it is. So this is how I behave. Mm-hmm. This is what I feel. This is how I behave. So you at home, think about your belief systems. Check it. How do we get on this? How do we get on that? But yeah, check out our latest episodes. We talk a lot about detachment styles and things of that matter as well. That it's a nice, good flow.
Mm-hmm. Episode 10 and 11, we talk about a lot of detachment. So, look at those episodes.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Follow us on IG, pause_proceed, and on YouTube, pause and proceed. And we out, I guess, until next time. Bye, 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 bye.